Did you miss the Michael Turner Batman or the J. Scott Campbell Amazing Spider-Man 15? Well, if you did, stick around and I'll tell you how you won't have to in the future. I'm Jesse, you're watching JLS Comics. Welcome back to another video. This is another episode in my how-to series. So I've been doing alternating between my live conversations and these how-to videos. And I feel like I haven't done one in a while, but today is especially appropriate for what we're going to talk about. And that's, there's been a lot of upcoming news or recent news about limited release books and exclusive books, especially as it relates to DC Rebirth. Michael Turner, for example, Aspen, has had some exclusive covers lately, one of which is this Batman #1 that really kind of got the recent fire started. It was a limited release. It was 3,000 in the color, 1,500 black and white. So needless to say, not many people, when the whole world is vying for those, seemingly not many people will get them, and a lot of people will miss out. There was a J. Scott Campbell as well. It was Iron Spider, essentially, is the cover he made for Amazing Spider-Man 15. And again, that sold out really quickly. Then you had the next one from them, which was the other one, the Spider-Man, the Michael Turner Spider-Man, also with Black Cat on the cover. And that sold out really quickly. They learned from the Batman. They did a limited release on that. Still, it was the 1,500 black and white, 3,000 for the color, but and then they had some issues with the server going down, and then the black and white sold out. They sold the color in waves. Eventually, that sold out, in the next day or so. So, did you miss out on those? Did you miss the boat? I did not, and I'm not bragging. I just want to tell you that and tell you how I did not miss those. It's very simple, and that's really just being aware and being proactive, okay, with research, with knowing what's upcoming. I always start, whether it's with the exclusives or just upcoming books, with previews. I look at Comic List, and I actually look at Midtown Comics as well. Their previews area gives a lot of really great information about the books that are upcoming, the various covers that might be coming, and it gives you a good idea where to start, what's coming, who's doing what on what book, what publishers, or what's happening at the different publishers. And that brings us to the next point, what's happening. Read the news. There's a lot of news areas out there, one of which is, of course, is comicbooks.com, who I work with. Then there are some others as well. Just reading. I always encourage not just reading one news outlet, and that's not with comics, that's kind of with everything. Get different perspectives and different opinions, bring that all together, and formulate your own ideas, your own opinions. Don't just parrot what you hear from one news outlet, okay? But getting back to this, it's important to, if you want these, not to miss them, to read the news, stay up on that, blogs, what have you. They have RSS feeds that can feed in as the new information comes in. You can even drill it down to different subjects on that, for that matter. The next thing I do is with social media, okay? Following the different publishers. So you got, you got obviously DC Marvel, you've got Black Mask, you got Boom, you got Dynamite, you got Aspen, Arcane, Aftershock. There's a whole ton, 451 Studios, a whole ton of different studios. Follow them. They're always putting out teasers, they're putting out news, they're putting out different, whatever it is, different types of releases, but whatever it is. So follow them on Facebook, follow them on Twitter as well. And then a lot of them have a newsletter. So I would encourage you to sign up for their newsletter. When you do that, also, a lot of times you'll get a discount, a coupon code or something. So you can apply that to, not only will you get the book, but you get a little bit off too. I know I shared a code with somebody and they saved $4.20, and I saved myself a couple bucks as well with the same code. So, and that was on the Amazing Spider-Man by J. Scott Campbell. So it does pay for that. If you do go like and follow me on Facebook, JLS Comics over there, I do, as those come in, try to post those up as well. So if you follow me over there and for whatever reason you can't follow the artist or the publisher yourself, then follow me and I'll hook you up with it as best I can. Not going to guarantee I get them all, but I do my best to get what I can. So look forward to seeing you over there. But that kind of, I touched on it for just a second. The next would be, if you have a particular artist that you like, follow them. Follow them on Facebook. They put a lot of their pictures, a lot of their news, even if it's just convention schedules, they put that up there. So you can get a lot of information about your artist from them. And you know what? A lot of these guys and gals are really good about interacting with fans. So if they post something and you make a comment, you may very well hear back from this person that you love their work from. So whether it's for this or just interaction and just coolness of talking with somebody whose artwork and projects you admire, their writing, follow them, like them on Facebook, like them on Instagram as well. Particular artist that I like is J. Scott Campbell. He happens to put up a lot of rough sketch drafts, and they're like teasers for his upcoming work, so you can kind of get a feel for that. It's like the pre-teaser for the newsletter, which is a teaser for a release, which other people are waiting for. So by following that way, you're kind of getting the news a couple steps in advance. So it's pretty neat. You can start looking out for it. Like he may put up a picture of an ink, part of an ink for Mary Jane in a spider armor, and then the newsletter comes out and says, hey, guess what's coming up? And then it finally gets to release, and you've been ready for a couple weeks, and other people are just hearing about it by then. So good idea to follow there. Twitter as well, they always put out news and stuff there. Interactions too happen pretty regularly there with Twitter. So I hear a lot of people talk to some good people over there. I myself have had a lot of interactions with, I couldn't tell you how many artists, dozens, it's always really cool. I actually had one help me with my contest that Mr. Eddie the comic guy won. So that was Fabian Nicieza who did that. So really cool. So you got your follows, you got your newsletter, you got your news outlets. And then the other one, the fourth one that the final one I'm gonna mention is forums. A lot of people go there with news. It breaks on the forums, and then places like, I don't know, different outlets, I don't want to give anybody a plug, will read the forum, and then that's where they might get a start for a news story or the news story from. For example, with this, a lot of people go there. I made a thread about the website crashing for Aspen, and then I made it into an article myself. So did it there first, and then the article. So it was a CGC forums. All right, they have the general area for this particular topic we're talking about would be the modern area. So CGC forums and modern, it would be the subsection there. A lot of news there. For example, with Harley Quinn is coming up. There's already a list of the different variants for that book that are coming, and that's coming in August. So like for example, we haven't heard much in the news about Harley Quinn Rebirth, right? But I could tell you right now, there's already going to be Terry Dodson for Midtown. There's going to be a Dynamic Forces one. Zap Comics is doing one with Lou Pacino. Bulletproof is doing one with Delato. There's a few others too. So there's already like 6 or 7 variants listed there. That where's that list anywhere else? So again, that gives you a good idea. So like you want like the Zap Comics one, right? You see that on the list. So then you go over to Facebook, like their page, wait for them to post some news and stuff. Keep checking back to that thread. You'll see it. You'll be ready and waiting. And that brings me to my final thing I want to talk to you guys about today. Today is June 26, 2016, and at 12 noon, so in a few minutes there's going to be another release on aspencomics.com. It's 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 noon Eastern. It is a Justice League #1 pre-order, Michael Turner cover, Aspen and DC Comics collaboration there, and it features a Trinity on it. It's very cool. It's going to be color, black and white, again limited release, and that's going to sell out very quickly as well. All of these are. So head on over there, Aspen Comics. Hit that F5 or that refresh. Starting at noon till it shows up there, and it will. They've changed their servers out, so hopefully it won't crash this time like it did last week with the Spider-Man book. So they've definitely made some amends on their end and remedies to what happened. So kudos to them for that. Even if it does, really great interaction with fans and customer service there. So it's not always about what doesn't go wrong, but how they handle it when it does, and that's in general. So they handled it very well, and I applaud them for that. But that's going to be in a few minutes over at aspencomics.com. So if you want that book, head on over there. And again, we're talking about not being late, so I don't want to make you late for that. So go check that out. And I will see you guys next week for another how-to, some more hauls, some more collections, and lots of good stuff. Peace.